Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is June 1st of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has ordered the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and/or the United States Marshal Service to arrest sitting U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the date of June 2nd, 2025, for crimes he did not commit, specifically to trigger a civil war in the United States in the aftermath of his illegal arrest. Obviously, once arrested, Donald J. Trump will not survive long enough to make it to trial. He will be killed in custody, likely under the guise of self-inflicted suicide or some medical-related event. That being said, he may be killed under the guise of a confrontation with law enforcement, possibly asphyxiation in nature. So exactly what crimes the CIA plans to arrest and frame U.S. President Trump for on the date of June 2nd is obviously not known, but I'm going to highlight the top four most likely scenarios for the date of June 2nd, 2025. First, in respect to the numerology, as all CIA assassinations, arrests, attacks, terror events, and wars, they're all executed on CIA numerology. And in respect to June 2nd, the number of 6-2 is 26 backwards, which equates to the letter Z in the English alphabet, which is an acronym for Zionism, and that is the political motivation behind this impending arrest and murder of a sitting U.S. president. Secondly, the date of June 2nd marks exactly 445 days since the film entitled Civil War, which features a terror attack and murder of a sitting U.S. president, premiered in theaters. And the number 445 is the number 4 equates to the letter D, which as in die. 4 is also a cross, and then 45, that's Donald J. Trump's first Trump administration, and obviously he is the 45th and 47th president, but it's the 47th presidency is a continuation of the 45th, so this is death to 45, which is Trump. Thirdly, the date of June 2nd marks exactly 1,188 days since the CIA formed the Klepto Capture Group. So this group was formed from rogue officials, double agents, most likely with Israeli passports, in the FBI, the IRS, the Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Marshal Service, the U.S. Postal Service, and the U.S. Secret Service. And the number 1188, so the number 11 equates to the letter K, which is an acronym for kill, and then 88, that's found in the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump back on August 8th of 2022, which is a esoteric neo-Nazi numerology inherent to Switzerland, which I won't get into now, but that's why it's present in the FBI raid targeting Trump back then, and the one FBI raid targeting Trump on the date of June 2nd. So if Trump is arrested on the date of June 2nd for crimes he did not commit, he will be tortured ad nauseum and then murdered, most likely on the date of Tuesday, June 3rd, which marks 28,844 days since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York, back on June 14th of 1946. And of course, the number 28,844, this has this esoteric neo-Nazi numerology inherent to Switzerland, that 88 numerology, as well as the 44, which is DD as in dead, which is also Obama. Obama's numerology, the 44th president, and it also has it's flanked by the number 24, which equates to the letter X, which is the international symbol of death. So this is basically the end of Trump and the political resurrection of one Barack Hussein Obama. So we know that what they're going to do, they're going to arrest him for crimes he did not commit. He's never going to see trial because they're going to be fraudulent charges, and then Basically, they're going to murder him behind closed doors and then tell us it was an emergency, or he resisted arrest, or he committed suicide. So exactly what they're planning to frame him for is obviously not known. They could have framed him for a million different things, but the most likely is in respect to the big beautiful bill. Is the first number one is the big beautiful bill in respect to the House or the Senate. So the date of June 2nd marks exactly 11 days since, or 17 days since the big beautiful bill was introduced in the House. The 17 equates the letter Q as in coup d'etat, because this is an overthrow of Trump. And it's 11 days since the House passed the big beautiful bill, which is now going to the Senate for a vote. And the number 11 equates to the letter K, which is an acronym for kill. So basically, I believe what they plan to do is claim that Trump forced, threatened, blackmailed, paid off, extorted votes for the passage of this bill. And the same goes for the passage, the impending passage of the big beautiful bill by the U.S. Senate. So basically, the CIA has a number of rogue congressmen and rogue senators in their pocket, and they plan to produce them and then claim that Trump called them up, threatened them, and then they will produce a video. They will produce audio, likely deepfake or AI in nature. They'll likely produce text messages, emails, and possibly even handwritten notes or photographs, but some sort of evidence to corroborate this, which will all be fabricated. Number two or three, depending on how you want to square it, is some sort of threats to the Secret Service or trying to usurp the Secret Service, because Donald J. Trump has suffered three major assassination events. One of them where he was hit in the air with a bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania back on July 13th of 2024, and then two other assassination scares. And so basically, we have learned nothing about this, and so there's a possibility that the CIA would claim that Trump was basically trying to overthrow the Secret Service. Unlikely, but a possibility. Which brings us to the number four, which is the one that I believe is the most likely to happen tomorrow after the aforementioned three, is that the CIA claims that Donald J. Trump threatened, coerced, blackmailed the United States Supreme Court to basically pass Noam DHS versus Svetlana Doe. So this is a bill, or I should say, this is a lawsuit that was filed against Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, as basically spearheading the Donald J. Trump presidency in respect to the deportation of illegal aliens inside the United States. And so it's Noem, Department of Homeland Security, versus Svetlana Doe, which was filed by a Russian woman who was deported. And this Russian name is designed to basically invoke the notion that Trump is a Russian. It's complicated, but that's basically why it's there. And basically because this bill will be the end of Trump, and then they'll say, well, he was a Russian after all, or whatever. But this law was just on May 30th. So May 30th, the United States Supreme Court decided in favor of the Trump administration by greenlighting the deportation of roughly 500,000 illegal aliens in the United States that were entered into the United States under an illegal legal motion by the Biden administration. These are mostly Haitian, Venezuelan immigrants. And so basically, the CIA plans to produce one or more members of the Supreme Court of the United States, and then claim that Donald J. Trump threatened them, harassed them, blackmailed them, and basically used nefarious tactics to get this bill passed. So in the event that there is another event regarding this bill, Noam DHS versus Svetlana Doe, and the Doe is obviously supposed to invoke, like the Jane Doe, John Doe, dead body, because they plan to kill Trump over this bill. But if there's two events on the second event regarding this bill on the date of June 2nd, it would mark two such events in 4 days, which is the letter 24, which is the letter X, which is the international symbol of death. So just to get a little bit into the numerology again, is that that's what they plan to do, is murder Trump over this bill and then claim that he was harassing or forced that threatened the third pillar of U.S. Democracy. Basically, you have the House, you have the Senate, House and Senate, and then you have the judicial, the presidential, and the congressional. And so then Trump basically tried to usurp the power of the Supreme Court of the United States by getting this bill passed with threats or innuendo of threats. So obviously, it's all bullshit, but that's basically what they plan to do. And then, of course, J.D. Vance would likely become the 48th president, and temporarily. And as I've said on the record, I believe J.D. Vance is a Skull and Bones member. He's from Yale, and so he would become president for a short period of time. So anyways, the point is that on the date of June 2nd, they plan to arrest Donald J. Trump for crimes he did not commit, and obviously that cannot be allowed to happen. So if in fact Donald J. Trump is arrested or assassinated on this particular date, regarding this particular numerology, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media.